In the world of technology, every new iPhone launch carries weight. Apple doesn't just release a phone, it releases a statement. And with the iPhone 17 lineup, Apple believed it was creating the next major shift in the smartphone industry. Their vision was bold, confident, and driven by a simple idea. The future should be ultra-thin. Apple positioned the iPhone 17 Air as the centerpiece of that vision. A device engineered to be lighter, sleeker, and almost impossibly slim. Internally, Apple saw it as a premium symbol of where smartphones should be heading. They believed thinner meant more elegant, more futuristic, more revolutionary. And for months, the marketing language followed that message. Apple was certain people would want a phone that felt like holding a sheet of glass technology disappearing in your hand. But once the product launched, reality hit fast. And it hit hard. Consumers simply weren't choosing the Air model. The excitement Apple expected wasn't there. People weren't lining up, they weren't talking about it, and they definitely weren't buying it. Critics immediately questioned who this phone was even for. Some called it unnecessary. Others said it felt like Apple chasing thinness again at the cost of practicality. Compared to the other models in the lineup, the Air started to look less like a visionary step forward, more like a compromise. Reports began circulating that demand for the Air model was shockingly low. Some analysts even described it as close to zero demand. Retail employees confirmed that customers walked straight past it, focusing instead on the Pro and Ultra models. Some stores, the Air display units barely saw fingerprints. A phone Apple expected to shine sat untouched literally. And then came the backlash. Social media lit up with criticism. Reviewers called the device underpowered for its price. Memes mocked its thin design, with users joking that Apple was releasing a phone on a diet. Videos surfaced showing the phone heating up quickly under normal use. Complaints spread across platforms as customers questioned why Apple weakened the battery just to make the phone thinner. Within hours, frustrations went viral, and the narrative slipped out of Apple's hands. As the negative buzz grew louder, it became clear that Apple's vision and customer expectations were now on opposite sides of a widening gap. Consumers didn't want thinner, they wanted stronger, faster, and longer lasting. And suddenly, Apple's entire strategy for the Air model looked like a massive misreading of the market. Behind the scenes, the situation was even worse. Internal supply chain sources suggested Apple drastically overestimated demand. Warehouses filled with unsold units. Production timelines were rumored to be cut back. Quiet adjustments were made to forecasts. It was the clearest sign yet that the Air model wasn't just underperforming, it was failing. This wasn't just another slow-selling iPhone variant. This was a message from consumers, a message Apple couldn't ignore. For years, the company had pushed the aesthetic of thinness as the ultimate goal. But users had shifted. Today's smartphone buyer cares far more about battery life, cooling systems, pro-level cameras, and raw performance. Thinness, ironically, had become one of the least important features, and Apple's attempt to revive it backfired. The company now faced a difficult truth. The future they envisioned was the future customers wanted. Apple, a brand known for predicting trends before anyone else, had miscalculated. And the iPhone 17 Air became the symbol of that misstep. But out of failures often comes clarity. The backlash forced Apple to listen more closely. It forced conversations inside the company about priorities, about what truly matters to users, and about the danger of chasing design goals that no longer align with reality. And for Apple, this lesson came with a price.